Okay, we're going to talk about what happens when you have two lines that cross inside a circle. Before we do that, though, you need to take a look at this definition right here for secant. It's just a line that goes through a circle, so it touches a circle in two places. So like this line right here from A to D touches the circle in two places, so that's a secant. Okay. And if you think back to when we talked about inscribed angles right before this unexpected break, our main rule was that the angle is half of the arc that it makes. And we're going to use kind of a similar idea. But the thing is, when you have multiple lines that cross, you can look and see you don't just get like one or two arcs. You may get like one, and then two, and then three, and then four arcs. So you have more things to work with. But it's the same kind of principle about an angle as half of the arc. So this little box kind of tells you what you would do if you were trying to find angle 1. It says you would take the arc from A to B, that's this one, and the arc from C to D, and add those together. And if you look at the two arcs in angle 1, you can draw like a straight line between all of them. And so that's how you can tell like which arcs you use with which angles. If you can draw a straight line between all of them, that's what you're going to pair up. And then if you were trying to find this angle 2 right here, you would take the arc from A to C, the arc from B to D, and you would add those. And again, that's because you can draw a straight line that connects all of those things. So this is the same kind of principle as the angle is half of the arc, just now we have more arcs. So a better way to write this for today would be that the angle is half of your two arcs added together. Okay. So I'm going to slide this down. We're going to do some of these practice problems together. So right here in this first one, we're trying to solve for x. There's x, that's an angle. So we're going to do x equals, and then it's going to be a half. And then I need the two arcs that are like across from x either direction. So one direction is 46, the other direction is 90. So x is half of 46 plus 90. So that means x equals half of 46 plus 90 is 136. Which if you go ahead and do that multiplication, half of 136, I'm pretty sure is 68. So you would write x equals 68, and it's an angle, so put degrees. Correct. Okay. Now we're going to come over here and do this one. We're trying to find k, which is an angle. So we're going to do k equals 1/2. And then it's half of the two angles that are across from it either direction. So you got 90 one way. So 90 plus the 170 is across from it the other way. So that would mean that k is half of 260. And half of 260 is 130. So you would say k equals 130. My handwriting sucks right now because I haven't been able to get this to work when I turn my computer into a tablet, so I'm writing on the screen without it being a flat surface. If you have questions on those two, send me a Schoology message. Now we're going to do this one in the middle. So I'm going to get rid of these guys so that I have more room to write. And the reason I saved this one for last is because we're still finding x, but now x is an arc. So we're going to plug it in right here for one of these arc things. So the angle that they tell us is this 35 right here. So we're going to do 35 equals 1/2. And then your two arcs are x plus 30. And rather than distribute a half, I'm just going to multiply by 2 on both sides because your half and your 2 will cancel. 35 times 2 is 70. So we have 70 equals x plus 30. Do a little subtraction, and you get that x equals 40 degrees. Hooray.